Well, mixed reactions from Nigerians trail the constitution of the new cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. While some Nigerians feel it is recycling of the old politicians, others feel it is a right step in the right direction. And of course, we have some who are actually so indifferent about the happenings in the country. Well, we shall be talking more about these trending stories in the course of our discussion this morning. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Now Streaming on ACNNTV. My name is Promise Njoku Adibe. And with me in the studio, our Chief Victor P.U. Emmanuel. He is a PDP chieftain from Rivers State. Good morning, Mr. Victor, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I also have with me in the studio Mr. Paul Smith Obasi. He is a former ADC FCT senatorial candidate. Good morning, Mr. Paul, and thank you for gracing us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And joining us virtually is Honorable Chris George. He is an APC chieftain. Well then, viewers, like I always say and encourage you, feel free to call in or send in your comments via our various social media handles. We want to really know your thoughts as regards our discussion this morning. Well, the number to call, of course, is showing on your screen, as well as our social media handles. But then, well, that is our FCT minister at his first press briefing, I beg your pardon. And then we've seen him highlight a whole lot of things, even though we didn't play all the whole video, the whole clip. But then we've seen him highlight a whole lot of things. He talked about people who have bought lands, for instance, 200,000 naira, and they have the CO, but they are refusing to sell, waiting to sell it to maybe the highest bidder for 2 million or billion. Was it million? He said a billion, whichever. People who try to take advantage of over time appreciation of the land. We've seen him talk about the demolition of houses that are illegally erected in different places. We've seen him talking about bringing back our green areas in the FCT, and then we've seen him talk about everywhere being market. I'm very concerned about that, actually. In the course of our discussion, I'll share my concern. We've seen him talk about cows, roaming about the heart of the FCT itself, and then we've seen him talk about the poor sanitation process of the country. Well, then of Abuja, but then let me start with you, who is a PDP chieftain. I want to know your take on everything Mr. Wike have said. Do you agree with everything he has said so far, looking at the pros and cons attached to it?
Last week, when I was here, I told you that Wike is a man that knows his onions. He's a man that understands what it is to transform a city.
Okay.
Wike, in 8 years, moved Port Harcourt City to its original status of the Garden City. And I told you here last week, Tuesday, that I have no doubt that this man can deliver.
Okay.
You can see what is happening now.
Oh.
He was screened to be a minister, nominated as FCT minister, and he's telling you as at yesterday that the night before yesterday, he went round and then the city is dark. So a man who knows what to do, who has come prepared, in less than the time he was screened, confirmed and sworn in, has told you the lapses that you as somebody who has been living in Abuja knows. You know about the market, you know that they have hijacked the green areas, you know that the street lights are not functioning. My council chairman came in 2 weeks ago and he told me that how can a city as Abuja be this dark? And believe you me, the council chairman and the former governor, they have not spoken about it, and you can hear that the man is talking about it.
Okay.
So somebody who has come to fix the place should be given all the necessary encouragement.
Okay. Okay.
You don't collect land from government and then they give you CFO, you are not building, you are not doing anything, and then you just reserve it and what for? So why did you apply for it in the first place?
Okay, but then a follow-up question on what you just asked me now, talking about the land of a thing now. We found that it's still not the poor masses that are buying this land from the government. It is still majorly the politicians who are buying these lands, keeping these lands. So if I go move the whole of Abuja, go to see some estates, we have houses built, yet without anybody occupying them. Check out the owners of those houses. They are politicians. They are the highly placed people.
The minister of FCT is telling you that he knows whether you're a former minister, you're an ambassador, you are whatever. He said it.
And do you think he has what it takes to step on those toes?
Then you don't know who you're.
I just asked a yes. Just a yes or no will do that. I actually do not know him, so I'm asking you who know him. Do you think he has what it takes to step on these toes?
Not about stepping on these toes.
Because of course he's going to step on toes if he wants to carry out what is right.
What it takes to do what is right.
Okay.
I can bet you on that.
Okay, I'll hold off on you on that, and then I'll come to Mr. Paul. Here has been smiling, and I want to know your own take on the video we watched.
Okay, first of all, let me point out that for the purpose and the benefit of this discussion, let me assume that the government he's serving is legitimate, because I still insist that it is an illegitimate government. But let me assume for the purpose of this discussion that it's legitimate. Very few things he has said in that video is accurate, like we having cows roaming the streets.
Correct.
And some few other things like green areas being turned into something else. I can agree with him. But as FCT minister, he has started on a very wrong note that every other FCT minister started. Land is not the only issue that is affecting the FCT. We have policy issues, we have economic issues, we have health issues. These are issues that he did not even touch. He's just going land. Land and tenancy rate is not the only means you can generate the revenue in FCT. FCT, like some few states in Nigeria, are one of the states that are very rich in cashew nuts, commercially rich. You just drove around the city just to see how dark the city is. You've not asked intriguing questions. You've not done research. You've not spoken to economic experts. What are the other potentials that this FCT poses that we can harness and bring wealth to young people and the people of FCT? Land is just not the issue. We have health challenges. Have you been to the National Hospital? Have you been there? Have you been to other satellite hospitals? Have you been to the other area councils? You didn't speak. You're just talking about the capital territory. You didn't talk about Abaji. You didn't talk about Kwali. You didn't talk about Buhari. Our schools, our unity schools here are nothing to write home about. You didn't even touch all of those places. You just came. Land. It will go down. Well, Wike, as we all know, I have no doubt Wike is a man of capacity and he has experience.
I'm happy that you are not.
No.
I'm not reversing.
Right. I just allow him.
I'm not reversing. I'm stating.
You are reversing a little.
I'm not reversing. I'm stating the audience. Hold on. He has the experience. A one-time minister, a governor for 2 terms. That's 8 years. And I have not been to Port Harcourt, but from the news, from what I've been hearing from Port Harcourt, he did amazingly well in Port Harcourt.
He was called Mr.
Right?
Project.
Yeah, no wonder he was called Mr. Project. But just like every normal or other Nigerian politicians who lack moral and who lack principle, he is one of them. So, but what I would say, for the purpose of the new Nigeria we are hoping, and for the purpose of this discussion, he should look deep into other issues, not just land. Let him be different from what you've had in the past.
Of course. I'm actually coming back to you.
When you say the former governor lacks morals, in what area, please?
Okay.
I want to get it clear.
Okay, let me point it out. Since you've asked that,
you asked the question.
Since you've asked that question, I will use just 2 scenarios.
Okay.
2 scenarios among many others. 2 scenarios and point how he lacked morals. Number 1, this same Wike is a PDP member.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he once pointed at this party, APC is a cancer.
Okay.
And he's there. A man who lack moral, will he be there? Somebody asked me a question. The person said, Mr. Paul.
Okay, let him finish. He actually said 2 scenarios.
Somebody asked me a question. I said, Mr. Paul, if this government gives you a position, will you take? I said, I will not take. I have one reason. I will not take because the government is illegitimate. If this government has won the election free and square, we can say yes. This same man, you can all see from all the reports we've gotten about the election, rigged the Rivers State presidential election in no small measure. And you are telling me he does not lack morals. Tell me his morals. If he has morals, tell me.
Mr. Paul, you actually struck me.
Tell us the morals. Haven't you read the BBC report about the election in Rivers State? Okay. In fact, it was a case study for how the election was rigged in Nigeria. Rivers State was a case study. Go and check it out.
Okay, Mr. Paul.
So how does he have morals?
Actually, you struck me like a very cool, calm guy.
I'm a cool man, but when it comes to Nigeria, I'm on fire.
Okay. Let's calm down. 1 minute here now. Let's calm down. You've made your points, and I appreciate the fact that you've made your points. But yes, I was actually coming to you. So
first, he has said that the governor said this is the same where we closed last.
Yes, exactly. I remember vividly.
The issue of cancer, the issue of
malaria.
Now let us go back to it.
Okay.
As a doctor, is there any crime for you to detect that a patient has a certain sickness?
You people are shameless.
No.
You people are shameless. So shameless.
Let me finish.
You people are shameless.
When you were talking, I had to tell him to pause so that you can make your point.
As a political doctor,
let him.
As a political doctor, is it a crime for His Excellency the former governor, now the Honorable Minister of City, to detect that a party has? As a political doctor, there is absolutely nothing wrong in detecting that a particular party has cancer. Now I tell you,
okay,
the only way to cure certain sickness as a medical doctor is if they bring the patient to you. APC as a party has brought their cancer to Wike, and I can assure you that you will see the difference between the previous administration that Wike was not a part of and this particular SPC government.
Okay. Let me before you continue.
I'm not done.
I know. I just I know. Before you go to the second point, I just want to ask you something. Do you, when you want to rescue someone who is drowning, someone who is actually, you've seen the person drowning, the person doesn't have a hope, you want to rescue the person, do you jump into the lagoon to draw that person out, or you look for means to help that person come out? Because let me now expatiate. Now you talked about Mr. Wike coming into APC to cure the cancer there. Now Mr. Wike is just one person, and we have thousands in APC. Where does the cure start from?
A goat will only move with a goat.
Hold on.
Have you seen a goat moving with a lion? A goat will only move with a goat.
I asked him a question, Mr. Paul, please. I asked him a question.
You are talking about entering the lagoon.
Yeah, someone to rescue someone who is drowning.
Hold on now. Let me clear you.
Okay.
When you want to operate on a patient, don't you enter the theater?
You do, but you don't enter into the body of the patient.
Theater.
Okay.
This is the theater level.
Okay. We agree. Go to your second point, sir. Go to your second point.
You have entered the theater, and now the head of the APC is in the Federal Capital Territory.
Okay.
The presidency is here.
Okay.
When a madman is roaming around the street, when they say you are mad, in Yoruba they say sure you are weary or weary, it's the head that is having problem. So Wike's with the head, he will fix the head.
Really?
And when they fix the head, the other parts of the body that you are talking about will begin to function properly.
But do you just realize what you just said?
That is for him.
Did you realize what you just said?
I have cleared him.
Okay.
The second one, he said BBC analyzed election in Rivers State and used as a case study. Let me tell you, Wike has just one vote. Wike is from Obiakpo. Wike will vote at Ruben Precom. Wike cannot leave Ruben Precom and come to Abu Audua, where I'm from, and influence election. Wike cannot go and influence election in Nemoha. Wike cannot go to Okrika, Ogubolo.
And you stop the APC gubernatorial candidate to go from going to INEC
1 minute,
to pick up evidence against him.
Can I tell you?
But he mobilized out.
Let him finish, please. Please, let him finish. He allowed you. This is
no problem. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Now, can you also believe me that this election, this acclaimed election that Wike rigged, that BBC has analyzed, Rivers State has two House of Reps members from the opposition party. We have somebody that won in Labour Party in Falga. We have Okrika Ogubolo constituency. APC won the same election that they claimed that Wike rigged. So why did Wike not rig in Ogubolo? Why did he not rig in Falga for Labour Party?
Okay.
So you think that he lacks capacity to rig in those places? You can't say so.
Okay.
I'm not done.
I can't wait for you to be done.
Because I want to clear him.
I have other questions.
Allow him.
You can
allow him.
Because I want to clear the air.
No,
he cannot escape me. Allow him.
You've done your best. Hold on.
He said something about the health aspect. He said something about the health aspect that Wike came and said, pull down. Let me tell you, if you want to fix things, you must first of all clear the obstacles that are going to cause distraction.
Okay.
You talked about street lights, you're angry.
Did I say?
You can hold on.
Hey,
hold on.
sir, you're quoting me wrong. Oh, no, you can't quote me wrong. You can't quote me wrong on national TV. No.
He never said
No,
he was angry.
no.
Hold on a minute, please.
In fact, I even pointed at that observation was correct.
Yes, he agrees with all of that, but he feels that there are more important things he would have touched on.
Now. Okay,
the
Bible says, let there be light.
Okay, just
sir, you are quoting me wrong. You can't quote me wrong on national TV.
Who is joining us virtually?
Why are you quoting me wrong on national TV? CBC trouble.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I've never had now streaming this hot. I'm actually enjoying this conversation. But then we saw Mr. Wike talk about demolitions of houses and all that. We actually have a little bit of reservation is where he said everywhere is marketplace. Now, I don't agree that people should, sell on the streets, but then take a look at what the country is. Everything is so hard. Now people have to resort to, even standing on the streets under the rain, under the hot sun to sell. Okay, now you want to demolish these, we call them bachas out there. Now you want to demolish them. Have you put in consideration that we have ultra-modern markets, we have the markets, but have you checked how much these people pay for shop rent? It's quite on the high side. So you can't expect a market woman who sells tomatoes and peppers and onions, whose whole business is not even worth more than 50,000 to be able to pay a shop rent of about 200,000 annually. So do you still agree that he should go ahead with that demolition?
My sister.
Let me take him first.
Let me tell you. I want to start with the fact that we have argued that he talked about demolition, talked about land, and that he never said anything about health. Can I tell you that most of the expensive medical centers, medical structures, medical equipment are found in Port Harcourt? Is it the cancer center? Is it the mother and child clinic? There is no aspect of the society, there is no aspect of humanity that Wike did not touch, from education to health to infrastructure, that even an opposition federal government gave him an award.
That's Rivers State.
No. They gave him an award at the federal level. Buhari gave him an award before he left.
Yes.
Now, what I am saying in essence is that the man came, and within the few days he has moved around. I can tell you categorically that as governor for 8 years, Wike did not sleep in this Abuja. He comes and leaves.
Have you been with him for the whole every day of his life for the 8 years?
He was not part of those governors who were running around in the FCT. He was focused in the states. He kept saying it and he did it. So if the man has come in and has spent few days, he has seen that there are little shanties, markets here and there, and has said he is going to fix it up, then he should know that he has plans.
Okay.
Now,
I think in the aspect of him having plans, I think it's just like what we've been suffering since this government came into power. Mr. President, even from his inauguration ground, he hasn't gotten into office yet. A subsidy is gone. There was no plans rolled out to Nigerians on how to cushion this effect. So what I'm saying is this. If Mr. Wike has plans, like you've been clamoring that he has plans, we don't doubt you that he has plans. Don't you think it is best he puts out the plans to Nigerians? Oh, because of this, I think we should do this. And then this and this are what will, be put in place so that people don't suffer. We are suffering in this country. Before I get to you, I just been told that our guest who is joining us virtually is here with us, and that is Honorable Chris George. He's an APC chieftain, always saying it the way it is. Good morning, Mr. Chris George, and from all of us at ACNN, we say happy birthday in arrears. So sorry we didn't get to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a blast.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chris. Okay, I know you've been following up on our conversations. We actually viewed the video of the first press briefing of our new FCT minister and how he has rolled out things he wants to do, and we are really digging it out here in the studio. So we want to know, what's your take on that video? Do you agree with Mr. Wike that is the right way to go at this point in time, looking at the situation of the country?
Thank you very much, my sister. I'm so excited to be with you this morning. Well, the truth about it is that I think as of yesterday, I carefully listened to the new Minister for Federal Capital Territory. In as much as Wike is not my political friend, I will never be my political friend until certain things are changed from him. And I will not be his fan. I agree with him on certain areas when it comes to maybe restructuring the city, making the city fine and all those things, and bringing in the green areas back. I'm not based in Abuja, but I'm often in Abuja. I know during the era of RFI, there was a lot of demolition and that was done just to bring out the green areas. And that was so highly applauded. And the same thing Wike just said, that once it comes, that he's going to. But I want to say something. When you come into a system, when you come into a system, you don't just start voicing out plans, maybe things on ground. You study the system first to know what is on ground before you take off. You know, just like when Mr. President came in, his speech on the inauguration day is what has kept us where we are today. Nigerians are really suffering. Nigerians are really going through pains. Nigerians are going through a whole lot of agony just because of a speech that he made. He just said it, that subsidy is removed, and then the people immediately start selling their old prices in the recent price, and he has no choice than to follow suit. You understand? So the people influenced him to make sure that he stand on the high price. But if he had hold on for a while, maybe stay in your office for like 1 month before saying that the fuel subsidy is being removed, at least Nigerians would have managed that aspect of this suffering right now that Nigerians are going through. In as much as I'm a party member and I'm an APC member, there are certain things I believe, that's personally to me, my personal policies. And I believe that at least you are supposed to suspend a little, not to voice it out. Like now, the new minister for FCT just came up. Although we expected that from him, we had expected that from him because we know his character. We know who he is. I don't know the young man in the studio with the right cap who has been praising and talking about Wike. How much does he really know Wike? He doesn't really know him. Maybe he doesn't even stay in Port Harcourt. He doesn't stay in Rivers State. I am based in Rivers State. I was born and brought up in Rivers State. I'm a son of Rivers State. My grandmom is from Calabari. And I virtually all my life, my school, everything has been in Rivers State. And so we never expected less from him. We expected that he will come and he will say all what he has said. In fact, I was watching over the television yesterday and I called my friend and said, come, all I told you about Wike's first speech, is there anything different? He said, Chris, that was someone who was supporting Wike so much. Okay. Now, when you come into a system, the first thing is to do is to study the system, know the system before you start implementing things. You don't just voice out like that. In fact, him voicing out, the people will go to prepare for him. Exactly. I want to tell Mr. Wike that Abuja is not Rivers State.
Oh, you have a second idea.
Coming to fight for. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Abuja is not Rivers State, so he should be careful with his doings and his actions when it comes to the FCT. FCT is FCT. You should not bring a bad name to FCT. You should not bring, because any attempt on FCT is attempt to Nigerians' image.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
You should be careful with his actions and inactions in the FCT.
Okay. I just want to, before I let you go briefly, I just want to ask you've pointed out that you've been in Rivers State virtually all your life, but for people like us who just visit and come out specific places, we want you to tell us the attestation we've been hearing about what Mr. Wike has done in Rivers State. We want you to tell us just exactly how true or false that is. How is Rivers State? How has Rivers State been under the leadership of Governor Wike Mr. Wike, when he was governor?
Yes, tell you that Wike is the worst governor Rivers State ever had. What makes a city, what makes a people alleviate poverty? Once you alleviate poverty in a place, the people are happy with you. There is so much poverty. Forget about the social media praises that you hear every day. I am a political analyst. I'm a political scientist. I studied political science. The way Wike played his politics is not the way a politician is supposed to. I thank God he said he studied political science. But the truth about it is that with what people are saying that, oh, that Wike has done this, he has performed that in Rivers State. I sometimes I cry. Is it the flyovers? Do they tell you that flyovers are for beautification? Did they tell Mr. Wike that flyovers are for funds? Flyovers are necessity. If you want to build a flyover, you should build it because it is necessary at that point. Take, for example, the flyover Wike built in a place called Rumokuta. Ask yourself, that's the flyover that Mr. President came to commission. Ask yourself, where is a flyover actually taking us? To the young man at the studio there, I don't know whether if he has visited Rivers State recently, or maybe he wants to contest an election.
I am a Rivers man. I am from Abuadua. I live in Port Harcourt. I school in Port Harcourt.
You want to run for an election and you need sympathy from him. But I want to tell you, as a young man, as a youth, you must tell the truth, because the scripture has already told us that you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. There are places in Rivers State that needed to be touched. The main city, Port Harcourt, has been so congested. When Rotimi Amechi was a governor of Rivers State, he was trying to make sure that people relocate from the city and go into places that were bushy area, into the forest area, build and make things. That is why you hear the greater Port Harcourt city. He was making sure that the main city is being decongested. But when you came, you built flyovers in those congested cities. All the projects he rightly said about the health, the cancer center. Where is the cancer center? Just at Wike's family road.
He was not supposed to be
the
in your
same
village.
In his own village, his own community. That's where he
truth of the matter is that it was actually built, whether it's in his village or in his mother's village.
Now, the Dr. Peter Odili Specialist Hospital, the Dr. Peter Odili Specialist Hospital is still at Rumokuta. Rumokuta is already congested. There are so many activities in that place. So the best we had expected him to do is to take development out of those cities, out of those villages, and take it into places where there is no development, where things are not working. But you wanted to do a project so that when people come into the city, they will see what you have done and say, oh, that this man is the best, he has done well. But go into some streets, go into certain places, you will find out that the governor was the worst governor ever we have for 8 years.
Okay,
in 8 years of Governor Wike, now listen to me, no, in 8 years of Governor Wike, companies had already left Rivers State. I lived in one of the places in Rivers State where industries were so much in Rivers State. Where people were happy that there were industries. But today, when you come to those places, there is no single industry again. All industries have gone. Okay. Few industries that are there are industries that produces beer, like the breweries and all those things. Are we going to drink beer and die? Now, most of us who don't drink beer, is it beer we want to drink? Now, most industries has all left. Why? Because of double taxation. Most things, no companies again in this state. People are really suffering in this state. And you left it for this young man who has come now. We don't know how the young man is going to do to bring back industries in this state. Why I'm an Akwa Ibomite. I am most concerned because I am a son here, and what affects this state also affects me. That is what we are saying. So we are saying, come to Rivers State today. Street lights are gone in River State.
Okay,
Street lights are gone. The only
true.
street lights you see
That's not
in
true.
River State are only those places that he built his 12th flyover in 1 year or in 2 years.
Thank you very much,
or in
Honorable
8
Chris.
years.
I will have
Now,
to
what
cut
I'm
you
saying
short here.
No,
I'll
let me tell you. I want to clarify the young
I'll
man
have to
that
cut
if
you
he's
short
looking
here,
for
Mr.
something,
Chris, so
there
that
are so many ways to get something.
get some other
So
reactions
maybe
from
Wike
our
is
guests.
a born again child of God. Maybe Wike is born again, and when he gets to that Abuja, that he is going to follow the rules that has already been kept in place.
Okay.
But I want to tell him one thing: that being a minister of FCT does not mean you are a governor of FCT.
Okay, thank you
cannot
very much,
demolish anybody's
Mr. Chris. I think you've made your point. So let's get your reaction. You are itchy to say something to him. Okay, just you have a few minutes to react to that before I take the reaction of
just tell
Mr.
him
Paul.
the truth.
Okay.
The way he has spoken, you will know that he is still suffering from the grief of the election they lost. He's an APC man, he has said so. Probably is one of the supporters of the APC candidate. I'm not going to join issues with him. If you have time, you can delegate people from your studio who will sponsor you go round. He said his grandmother is from Calabari. Who gave them the Trans-Calabari Road? Who gave Abonima the internal ring road?
So I don't know those places, so I can answer that.
I'm just asking him.
Okay.
Who gave them the Trans-Calabari Road? Who gave them the Abonima Ring Road?
Okay,
So
I
you
guess.
just come and sit, and then you want to criticize somebody, you don't have facts. That the Rumokuta flyover is useless. Rumokuta that can keep you for 1 hour, 2 hours. Where can I use? Maybe Nyanya, this Nyanya traffic, or maybe Lokogoma traffic. That is how bad.
Okay.
So if you live at Lokogoma, and Wike puts a traffic at that Lokogoma to flyover at the Lokogoma junction, will you come and say that it's useless? When you know what people suffer there, I'm asking you.
Okay, but then
That you don't have a need for it does not mean that it is useless, my dear.
But
you don't come on TV and
I don't think that's what
he said so now that Rumokuta flyover is useless.
Okay, yeah, he actually said
That
that.
is useless.
But
I live, my father owns a house at Rumokuta till tomorrow.
But
And you are
then
telling me that the flyover is useless?
Okay, let's try.
And he lives at Transamadi, where Transamadi has been developed already. Let me tell you, I was here and I told you when Wike was still governor with your other colleague, I mentioned there is no local government in River State where you will not find a legacy project of His Excellency the former governor.
Okay, so but then let me point out something to you. He actually pointed out that if you watch the initial time he started talking, he said, okay, Wike has has his sites, he has done what he has done, but then he pointed out people living in poverty.
What do you expect the
living
governor
in
to
poverty.
do? So the governor
He
hold on.
He
So
expects that you
listen,
alleviate poverty.
the best you can do is to make the economy to be friendly. Let me tell you, I'm a Rivers man. If he doesn't know, my colleague on the other side, I am from Abu Audua. I can tell you categorically that before now, the kidnapping, the insecurity, so many people left. This issue that he's talking about, companies backing and leaving, started with Amechi, not even with Wike. It was Wike that came, restored the place. I remember the militant from Ogoni that was terrorizing the whole Ogoni houses. Wike gave about, is it 10 million naira, I mean 10 billion, placed the bounty on his head, and then in less than 2 weeks, the man was killed. So you cannot come and tell me that somebody who restored peace in River State, transformed the place to a garden city, make industries, hyper city, the other shopping mall, and other businesses came back to the state, you are telling me that the man did not do anything. So Wike should collect the allocation now and then start going from house to house to share. Has it ever happened? Is that the way to elevate
But
poverty?
do you agree that there is a way? Hold on. Don't gag me, please. Do you agree that there's a way to alleviate poverty, to lift people out of poverty?
Yes.
Do you agree? It's just a yes or no. That will lead me to you agree with me.
I agree with
so
you.
Did Mr. Wike do that when he was governor? That's just the last question.
He did that.
It's just a yes or no.
He did that.
Okay. How did he do that?
And then Sinfobara is consolidated on that.
Okay, so please, how did he do that? I told you I've never been to Rivers.
I have told you that
College.
first of all, because of insecurity, most of the foreign companies were packing out. Wike came and restored sanity to the system.
Okay.
I can tell you, we cannot sleep with our 2 eyes closed before.
But does that alleviate poverty?
I am coming now. What do you mean by alleviate poverty? So if you have a shop and you sell jewelries, gold, and you have about 4 or 5 workers there, and because they have been stealing from you, the militants have been attacking, stealing from you, or they even kidnap you, will your workers go to work? And then hold on, if those workers don't go to work, will you pay them? Will they not be subjected to poverty? What are you telling me? First of all, for every place to grow, there must be security.
But you know why I'm actually asking about this poverty.
You. Would you close your company and go back to your country?
You know why I'm actually asking about this poverty alleviation is because I know of a saying that true governance is actually not measured by wealth. It's not measured by the projects you've done. It's actually measured by the reduction of poverty. That's why I was asking when he talked about alleviating poverty. That's why I was asking, did Mr. Wike do that? And if he did, which you affirmed that he did, I asked, how did he do that? I've just told you.
I have not finished.
We actually don't have all day. I just want to take
summarize
Mr. Paul.
in a few seconds so that my colleague
in just 10 seconds, sir.
Now,
10 seconds.
You have restored security. You have created jobs. Multinationals have returned. Even during the COVID, you see how companies were coming to donate foodstuffs to the River State government. So if all the companies have left only beer, how many cartons of beer did we donate to River State?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Paul, you've been itching to say something. Let's hear you out.
You see him laughing on
No, let's hear you out. He has a right to laugh. After when he was talking, we all were laughing too.
How many cartons of beer did they donate? How many did they donate?
Okay, let's hear Mr. Paul here. Let's hear Mr. Paul. I'll be back to you, Mr. Chris.
Well, let me say something. Him telling the other guy that he's talking because he lost an election. If this man lost an election, he would not be angry. The election was stolen from him.
Okay.
I lost my election here to Ireti. I clearly lost, and I sent her a message, I congratulated her because I knew I lost the election.
That was very patriotic.
But if the election was stolen from me, you will see me on the street. Oh, you will see me on the street. Now I will tear the city down.
Okay.
You understand? You people stole election. That's why you stole the presidential election from us. You stole it from these people. Even after the election, they wanted to go to INEC to pick documents from INEC that they were using the tribunal. You people pay tax to stop and start fighting them. Even told the man. We saw it on TV. Don't say we are not there. I have not been to Port Harcourt, like I said. What I've heard that Wike did.
We'll go together this week.
Please, I want to travel. What I heard that Wike did in Port Harcourt, a lot of good news from there. But you asked one question: how has he alleviated poverty?
No, sorry. No. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree.
And now somebody in Rivers State.
I'm going to switch off your mic, sir. I'm going to switch off your mic, sir.
I've heard.
I'm going to switch off your mic.
Wait,
Allow him to.
I've heard. No problem. I've heard. But she asked one question. You know, and these are one of the things I mentioned during my campaign. You understand? I rolled out indices because one of the ways to measure the life and quality of life people are living is via human development index, right? If we want to measure the human development indices in River State, how do we measure them? What can we point out to and say, okay, because now you pointed out to legacy projects, he built roads. Do you see, to me, in Nigeria, we've seen the worst of governance that when people build flyover, we celebrate them that they did well. Flyover. When people are rolling out inventions that is turning their nations around. Holland does not have the land we have, but they have more export on agriculture than us. Those are inventions we want to talk about. So what you have measured roads, flyover. What can we measure and say this is what these are the things how he has developed the life of River State people, and they are living above poverty level. How can we measure it? So if we cannot measure this, if there is no measurable instrument that we can hold on to and measure what he has done, then in that regard, he has failed. Now, I want to, on this note, I want to lastly say, sir, we should stop following politicians blindly. When a politician is lacking on morals, is lacking on capacity, is lacking on goodwill, let us point it. This man is an APC man, but he has told you some things here now. And he has said some things, even told you what his president did, or the president of his party did, that went to about the subsidy. That is not going on well.
Which I've also said too.
Subsidy is the only thing we are enjoying as citizens in this country, nothing else. That is the only thing. That is how can it go? The only thing we're enjoying as Nigerians. Well, all the wealth we have. All the wealth we have.
Sorry, I have to cut you short.
Who are those benefiting from the fraud? My point is, I will keep saying it for the purpose of this discussion because I still insist that this government is illegitimate. Okay. For the purpose of this discussion, Wike has, just like the way his principal came in with wars and spoiled everything, people are suffering, is the same way he's coming. He should come with a blueprint that is workable, that of course will grow the city economically, will take people out of poverty, will move the city from consumption to production. Abuja has 2 or 3 industrial belts. Idu, Apo, and yes, Idu and Apo. So let him tap into those industrial belts, move the city from consumption to production, not just land.
Okay, and like you said at the beginning of this conversation, let him not forget about the health aspect. I'm very particular about that. Well, I'm back to you, Honorable Chris, always dishing it out hard. I want to know your last word as we close this program this morning. I want to know your last words to Nigerians, to the FCT minister, to Mr. President, and all the newly constituted cabinet, the newly constituted ministers. I just want to know your last words. Let's hear you. Briefly, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. My word to Mr. President is that you must be careful with those you appointed into cabinet. They will either make you or they will bring your government down. And that was the same thing I said during the Buhari's administration, that there are certain people who were appointed into his cabinet, and I started complaining. And after some time, people started complaining so much about his government. And I can tell you categorically that Mr. President at that time, former President Buhari, started well, but ended in a very wrong way, which was not so pleasant to our party, not to us, who suffered from the one. I joined APC from the one, and I've always told you, my dream and everything is to see that our party grows. But if I see people who have a wrong motive, who came into our party to destroy our party because they destroyed the PDP and then they came to destroy our party, and I will voice out. So my advice to Mr. President is, Mr. President, make sure you monitor all those you have given appointment as ministers, and also guide them on their speech so that they don't make mistakes that will throw Nigeria into crisis. And for me, also my advice to Mr. Wike, Barrister Wike, is for him not to take the same character he left in Port Harcourt down to Abuja. Abuja is quite different from Rivers State. You should work with the people and be at peace with the people. And at doing that, he will see that he will have a good name. And also, I will also advise him to take things easy and work for the people of Nigeria. Okay. And also for the young man at the studio with the red cap, I think he's a red cap chief, he's my friend and my brother. I want to advise him that I'm a politician. I've been in this business for a very, very long time. And I know you can hail them at the studio, yeah, you can hail them. I'm one person who don't pamper politicians. I will tell them, the Senate President is my boss. I worked under him. The Senate President is like a father to me. But where he's going wrong, I will definitely tell him that he's going wrong. Okay. And that's why he will always say that, oh, this young man is the only person who will tell me the truth about what I am doing. Don't pamper him. So don't try to pamper politicians when they are doing wrong. You tell them they are doing wrong. Like you were talking about the Rumo-Kuta flyover. Where the Rumo-Kuta flyover is going, is it where it's supposed to go? If you are so conversant to you know you can take through psychiatric road to where you are supposed to go.
I have to let you go,
my
sir.
brother, I hope to see him. Let's.
Our time is fast spent. I have to let you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. In 5 seconds, can I get your last word as regards everything we've discussed this morning?
The truth of the matter remains that Wike has resumed.
Okay.
As minister, he will perform.
Okay.
Give him time.
Okay.
Don't rush. Why are you rushing?
Okay. We're trying to give him time. How much time before we start calling him out if he does wrong?
Don't rush him.
Okay.
He will deliver.
Okay. Let's hold.
Melembe.
Let's hold you on that.
You taught us melembe. Don't rush him.
Okay, well then, viewers, thank you very much for those who called in, for those who viewed. We truly appreciate you, and then we know you found value. You found value in what we have discussed today. But then we'll always want to tell our government that the foundation of good governance is actually public trust, and trust is not forced, is not both. It is earned by transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. To our leaders, we still maintain, we are unanimously reminding you from ACNN TV, from Nigerians everywhere, that listening can be more powerful than speaking. So try to listen to us. Until we come your way again tomorrow, same time, same station. Stay safe and bye-bye.